Okay. Copy. Hi everybody. My name is Tara and I'm finally pulling myself together, joining the knitting podcast world, and my little corner of this space is going to be called Nest of Yarn. Hi everybody. This is Nest of Yarn, and I'm Tara. I am the knitter slash spinner slash fiber enthusiast. That's going to be talking hopefully with you in this little corner of YouTube. And yeah, I am excited. I've tried this 3 times before, but this time it's gonna work. Because I'm just so thankful for all of the knitting podcasters that I listen to. Like, I started listening to podcasts, knitting podcasts to be specific, in 2021. To be totally honest, I was horribly ill and was spending a lot of time on my couch knitting. Surprisingly not COVID, but yeah, I was knitting almost all day, every day for a while there. And there were some really incredible, cozy, comforting moments that I had because I was listening to other people who were talking about knitting and fiber and design and color, and they just kind of kept me moving and excited about something when I was really plotting through some stuff. So some like basic shout outs, like Amy Pelko. Oh my gosh, I watched her most recent one back in 2021, and then I did the whole backlog in like a week. Like it was a deep dive. And then like Caddy Jacks and Young Folks and Knit If I Want To by Andrea Mowry. And more recently, like Sunday Knitting Society. Oh my gosh, Stitches and Starlight. Talk about making you want to spin. Soulful Spinner. I feel like there's some Maressa Made. And even today, I was cleaning my bathroom and found Hester and Lark, who just released an episode like 2 weeks ago. First episode. So I just so inspiring, so cozy. Just so grateful for the time people take and the community that builds. I just really want to be a part of it. Like, yeah, I'm excited. So much gratitude. And those are just like some of the people that I've watched. And there are just so many people out there. So just putting my name in. Anyway, yeah. So I'm in a corner of my bedroom. My husband is downstairs working. I actually have the day off. And we're just gonna jump it, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, so Nest of Yarn is honestly an accountability practice. Yeah, I have 5 whips at the moment. And the last finished object was a little bit ago. So I really, yeah, I want to use Nest of Yarn as a way to keep myself accountable. Even if no one listens, it's just a way for me to be like, listen, I am chipping away at these projects, all of which are so much fun, and I just want to do all of them at once. So I need like 5 pairs of hands. But that is not the point of knitting. It's enjoying the process and chipping away slowly. So yeah, we will talk about what's on my needles because there's a lot on my needles. And then I also want to do like 5 fun facts so you get to know me a little bit. I mean, over time you'll get to know me more. I'm sure I'm kind of chatty, if you can't tell. But it's also, first episode, a little more of an introduction. And then we'll end with what I'm listening to, because one of my fun facts is I'm a librarian and I am constantly listening to an audiobook. Love them so much. And that way I can read and knit at the same time. Golden. Oh, Libby by Overdrive. If you do not have yourself set up at your local library, you heard it from me. Gotta do it. Anyway, okay. This is my fun stuff, not my work stuff. Put yourself together. Yeah, so fun fact, I'm a librarian. I was youth services centric for the first 3 years, and now I've switched, expanded. I work at a smaller community library, and I do everything, which is such a fun time. It's amazing. Anyway, yeah, so I'm a librarian. I am a New Yorker turned Minnesotan. My water bottle represents Minnesota. I grew up in upstate New York, and about 5 years ago now, I moved here from Boston, where I went to grad school, to start my life with my now husband. And we live here with our 2 cats, Tulip and Rhubarb. Tulip is a tuxedo. She's so cute. And Rhubarb is an orange cat, orange tabby. Rhubarb is our cat's cat. She likes to do her own thing. She'll let you know when she wants to be held and touched and pet and all that good stuff. And Tulip is in your face all the time. Like, if you're sitting down, she is there. And it's amazing seeing them start to get closer, because we had Rhubarb first and then got Tulip after. Anyway, it's a lot of facts about our cats. We are a warm drink household. So coffee, tea, hot cocoa, anything cozy. Iced coffee is also amazing. The first iced coffee in spring, very cozy. Yeah, warm drink household. And kind of already said this, but I recently started spinning. And since then, I had my original Saxony wheel, and now I have electric eel EEW 6.0 spinner from Dreaming Robots, and I am so excited. So I'll show a couple of my most recent finished projects, starting small on the spinning end of things. But yeah, so those are some fun facts about me. Let's talk about my whips. So I currently am working on two whips for myself. Actually, three of them are for me, but the two that I cast on not so long ago that are for me um, are the ones that I want to be working on the most. But I kind of, work on them piecemeal between my other ones too. But I am currently working on a Tip Top Tank Fine version by Emily Baldwin. You'll notice I'll look like up here, and that's because I have an awful memory for anything like factual, like titles of books, authors, name patterns, knitwear designers, like, all there somewhere in the mix. So I wrote everything down. But yeah, so I am working on the Tip Top Tank. It's the fine version. I actually made the original version of the Tip Top Tank last summer and loved it. It's a bottom up construction. So you'll see there's a split hem that's going on here, and I'm working on the round, so I have about, miles of stockinette to go before I will split for the front and the back. It's actually a V-neck tank top, and the straps are about, an inch and a half in width, and the front and the back are mirror images of each other. This one has the option to have bows on the side, but I think I'm just gonna do a regular without the bows. Even though those are really cute, I just can't see myself wearing the floppy bows a lot. And I really want this to be a practical, like, everyday, throw it on, wear garment. So this is actually Isayer's Bomulin. I'm probably saying that wrong. Put that up there. You can't, it's kind of giving an accurate color. It's like a gray. It's 65% cotton and 35% linen. And it is a light, like a fingering weight yarn. You can kind of see. I actually, it's like very, very fine. In order to get a gauge that I would feel comfortable wearing without something underneath, I am doing the entire tank top in I believe it's 3.25. Yeah, 3.25 millimeters. It recommends doing 3.25 for the ribbing. Oh, goodness. Good start, Tara. Recommends 3.25 for the ribbing. And then swapping up to 3.5 millimeter, but I'm not going to do that just because that was very, very holy. Am excited. This one is fun. I actually brought it up to the cabin. My husband's family has property in, everyone says up north in Minnesota, no matter where you are. It's not very up north. It's kind of like central Minnesota. But we were up there with my in-laws for the 4th of July, and I just wanted something that I didn't have to think about. So I brought this, and turns out I had to think about the ribbing a little bit more than I remembered. So I didn't get super far, but I've also been splitting my time. So this one is exciting, and it'll probably be done mid-August, which is just fine because September in Minnesota is also hot and humid. So I will be able to get somewhere out of this. But this is a very exciting whip for me. So I will be working away on that. I have dreams of making this top in a couple of different colors just because it's so practical. But it is taking a decent amount of time because it's fingering. So anyway, okay, that is the first whip that I'm going to talk about. The second whip is Andrea Mowry's The Shift Cowl. Oops. Oh, I have 6 whips. That's okay. It's totally fine. The 6th one is a half and half wrap though, so that one's just kind of like always there, just, you know, biding its time for whenever I just want to do garter stitch for miles on end. Love it. And I will talk about that yarn. But Andrea Mowry's The Shift, I think I'm saying that right. I don't think it's the Shifty, because the Shifty is the shawl. The Shift is the cowl. Okay, yeah. This one is, I need some bold yarn choices with this. She recommends 3 color changing yarns from Spin Cycle. I had 4 skeins of Spin Cycle yarn, 2 in, what is this color? Yeah, 2 in heliotrope and 2 in eventide. And heliotrope has like, I can show you, the purples, this is a messy ball, wow. Purples, yellows, pinks, blues, browns. You can kind of see that. Do I bring it closer? I'll figure out how that works. Anyway, enjoy a lot of heliotrope. So yeah, I don't usually go towards these colors. To be honest, this was a yarn swap find, and at the time, I had really, really wanted Spin Cycle and just couldn't afford it. So I was really thankful that someone who wasn't going to end up using it decided to put it up. But yeah, I'm just internally a lot of thoughts going through my head, because you want to support directly those small well, now it's not so small, but the indie yarn dyers, spinners, and businesses. But at the time I couldn't afford it, so it is something I feel really thankful for now that I can. But at the time I was like, Spin Cycle, yeah, sign me up. So, and this is the other skein that I've got going on right now, which is also really fun. Oh, gosh, both are very messy. Anyway, insight into my brain. Andrea Mowry recommends 3 different color changing yarns that complement each other. I had 2 of eventide and 2 of heliotrope. This is heliotrope. And I decided I was going to go with heliotrope and pair it with a gorgeous gift that my parents gave me from friends of theirs that used to have alpacas. And I hear my husband. He's coming upstairs. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. Back to the story about the yarn my parents gave me. Yeah, they have friends who had an alpaca farm in the foothills of the Adirondacks in New York, and gorgeous property, but they still had some yarn, and so my parents purchased some for my birthday last year, and I was like, oh my gosh, purples, yellows, this like very gorgeous, so soft, black, natural undyed alpaca. Like, how cool would that be? Like, it would just be a really fun color combination just to see how it shifted um, over time. And so I am having fun with this one. I will say it'll be interesting to see how I feel about it when it's all done. I should just show it to you, but I'm prefacing that for me, this is about the color exploration. And so this is what it looks like at this point. It is very high contrast when the black comes in, but it's so soft. And this section down here where the heliotrope is playing with each other. Wow, I don't feel like I'm super focused. That's okay though. We will figure this out sometime in the near future. It's all just really fun, and I love this section right here. Like, I just think that's super fun. So I'm having a blast with this. I actually like could knit on it for days because it's just so, like, the sections are so rhythmic. But because I'm splitting my time, I am taking a while, but that's okay. This is one that I'm like, this is just for me. Like, I just want to see how this plays out. I also just really admire everything about Andrea Mowry, like, so much. And in I'll Knit If I Want To, when you see her studio, I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. So fun. So yeah, this is the beginning of the shift. I just had a moment where I thought I wasn't recording, and that would have been really sad, but I am. So yeah, really, really fun. These two, the shift and the Tip Top Tank, are 100% for me. Also, I do have to show this tote bag because it's Sorry I'm Booked, and it is a person reading in a chair all day, which is what I would look like if I didn't listen to audiobooks and read at the same time. But this tote is from the Carrot Top Paper Shop, and I was a huge Anne of Green Gables fan growing up. Huge. So the Carrot Top Paper Shop is kind of like, she does like a whole homage to Anne of Green Gables. And so when I saw this on her shop, I was like, oh, I actually don't know if she is in business anymore. I should check. I'll check and I will maybe link it below. Okay. I'm going to talk about my half and half wrap, the yarn I'm using for that, and then I'll jump into the 3 whips that are just kind of taking a while, but are very important to me. Okay, so my half and half triangle wrap is one that I was 100% introduced to through Caddy Jack's Knits. Caddy Jack's Knits? Or is it just Caddy Jacks? I always just refer to them as Caddy Jacks. Interesting. You shall see. The yarn that I'm using is the part that is really important to me. So making a half and half triangle wrap has been on my list for about a year, and my husband and I are obsessed with The Witcher. I promise this connects. So when Red Door Fiber Studio said they were releasing a Witcher collection, I was like, oh, I'm there for that. 100%. I love Kate. She is a gem. Um, Following her on Instagram is so much fun. I so appreciate her boundary setting. Um, I was like, I have to buy her yarn for this project because it's just so special. And I can see myself using the half and half triangle wrap all the time. And then I really get a lot of good use out of red door fiber yarn because I've been following her forever. And so I could go grab the other color. I should go grab the other color. 1 second. Okay, I'm back again. So I am using Kate's I Have to Go Home tonal, which is a gorgeous like blue gray. Oh, you see my one mistake there. In for one of my triangles. Also, this was one of the extras from Hello Lavender. I believe it's Hello Lavender. She had an extras sale. Gosh, is anything other than my face? Wow, I don't know if anything other than my face is focused. I'll figure this out, folks. One side is I Have to Go Home, and then the next side is going to be Hello Shithead. This is not child appropriate, I guess. But yeah, so those two colors together are just like, oh, it's very blue, but these are two of my favorites. Okay, I have had lots of I'll be right back moments, but that's okay. My husband brought me some lunch. Apparently on my days off, I lose track of time and drink coffee until 3 o'clock. Actually, I'm not sure if it's 3 o'clock. Anyway, for the half and half triangle wrap, like I was saying, red dwarf fibers, I Have to Go Home and Hello Shithead are just going to be really fun. I'm just really excited. So, yay! Those are for my half and half triangle wrap, which is the 6th whip that I kind of forgot about. But I take this one to work. It's my lunch knitting project. For driving somewhere that has a straight shot, because somebody gets motion sickness, I can use that as well for those trips. So that's really fun. Okay, now we talk about the whips that need to have progress done on them. The first one is buddy knit, and unfortunately the person I'm buddy knitting this with is in the same spot I am, where we're on the neckband and we're so close to being done. You know, like, it's just, you're so close to being done, but we're just a little done. This is the Be Thankful cardigan by Lily Kate France, and it's so cute. Like, so cute. The sleeves have just a little bit of this balloon like quality. It looks very uneven, but you know they all like fluff out when you're wearing them. It's the perfect like throw on at the library cardigan. the person I'm buddy knitting this with, is also a librarian, and we're both very excited to wear this at work. But the neckband's just so long, and what I should have done is what I heard Andrea Mowry recommend in her I'll Knit If I Want To podcast from like a week ago, I think, 2 weeks ago, which was do the body, take a break, and knit the neckband, and then go back for the sleeves. I didn't do that though. So I am on the neckband. Right here. Everything else is done. Halfway done with the neckband. Like, I just have to make the buttonholes, block, and move forward. So close. So close. Anyway, I'm really excited for this though. So I think for the accountability piece of Nest of Yarn, what I'm going to do is reach out to my buddy knitter and be like, hey, what do we need to do? We're so close. And then we'll be able to wear this at work, which libraries are cooling spaces, if you did not know. At least they are in Minnesota. So they are generally cool during the summer. So you most often do need a sweater. And so I'm really excited about this one because I knit it using Rowan hemp tweed, which I didn't realize was discontinued. But again, during a period of time where I was looking for amazing deals on yarn, someone was like, hey, I have 11 balls of this. Who wants it? And that's the actual recommended yarn for this pattern. And so I have this, and it is 75% wool, 25% true hemp. So it's a little scratchy, but most of the time I would be having something, like I'll have a t-shirt under it or a long sleeve shirt or something. So it's not gonna be a problem. And it just has a really nice, like, bouncy feel. I'm looking for a color. Oh, pumice. That makes sense. So I've been knitting it in Rowan hemp tweed's pumice. And it really is such an amazing, like, plumpy knit. It's knit on 9s. What am I knitting with? Wait a second. This is, I think it's supposed, well, no, it might be 8s. I think it's supposed to be knit on 8s for the body, and then 6 for the ribbing. Oh my gosh, that word today is getting me. But my 6 in the Knitting Pride interchangeable needle set, one of my 6 needles broke. I don't know how. I was just knitting one day and it just broke right in half. Tried using wood glue and then it doesn't work. So I've been using 7, which makes for like a slightly larger ribbing, but it's really, I don't mind. I describe myself as a whimsical knitter. There are some things that I'm just like, well, just like, make it work. But yeah, so this is the first to-do list on my accountability portion of Nest of Yarn. It must get done. Like, it should, I could finish it by the end of this weekend. I mean, why not, right? So I'm gonna reach out to my buddy knitter. Yeah. Last 2 whips that I've got going on. This is going a little longer than I thought it was going to. I'm gonna get some more water. I have 2 more sweaters on my needles. These are not for me though. These are gift knits. One is for my husband and one is for my mother-in-law, and both are such knit-worthy people. Such knit-worthy people. And the patterns are super fun. I just got distracted and I wanted, I don't know, a breath of fresh air, a different knitting pattern. I'm not sure. But, oh, my barber cords. That's what happens when you leave a whip for a long time. You find things. This is the Nurtured sweater by Andrea Mowry for my mother-in-law. I am ready to split for the arms, for the sleeves. And that, my friends, is where the problem began. I think when I went to split for the sleeves, or when I went to get ready to split for the sleeves, I just panicked. I don't know why. It's been a while since I've done a bottom-up sweater. And I think I just had a moment of overwhelm and I stopped knitting. Which is so sad because the texture of this sweater, I just love. It took me a bit to get into it, to get the rhythm, but I love it. And I'll say this is Lion brand home. So I'll put it below. It's an acrylic brand, or acrylic yarn. But it's cozy, it's plushy. I'm gonna be knitting this for her as a cabin sweater, so she can wear it when they are at the cabin. So my goal for this sweater is to finish it by, her birthday's August 16th. No, August 21st. Their anniversary is August 16th. Her birthday's August 24th. First. Start over. Her birthday is August 21st. So that would be a bit of a push. I could do it. I would just have to just knit on this. I'm not a fast knitter. I'm not a slow knitter. Depends on my mood. It would be really nice to get this to her for her birthday. That's the point of this podcast. So let's do that. And if it gets to her in September, it gets to her in September. But the goal is to get it to her before Christmas. I'm really giving myself a lot of wishy-washy goals. End of August. How many different dates have I told you? End of August, I would like to give this to her because it's really not going to take that long. The sleeves, I can do them. The shaping at the top will take a little bit, but it'll be fun. Yeah, end of August. Accountability podcast, right? So if you all think I'm nuts, if you've knit the Nurtured sweater before and you're like thinking, Kara, that's not gonna work, let me know. In a supportive way, please. Like, I don't know. Okay, so that is the Nurtured sweater for my mother-in-law. End of August. I'm saying it here. You heard it here first. I can do it. The next sweater in my last whip, last languishing whip, is is the Oster pullover. And this is by Michelle Wang, and this is for my husband. This one I would like to have done for him by Christmas, because he's a saint and he has waited a long time. Yeah, so I am knitting this in this like really pretty, oh, I know the lighting changed a little bit because I had to take so many breaks, but it's showing up more blue. It's definitely more olive green. Let me see if this, nope. It's showing up more blue than it really is. But this is, excuse me, hiccups. When I get the hiccups, I tend to get the hiccups, so here's hoping. But that's not an actual beginning. Yeah, so I'm knitting the Oster pullover in Wool of the Andes tweed from Knit Picks. It's in Forest Heather. It's showing up very, oh, that's more accurate. Still a little blue, but more accurate. Yeah, it's a worsted weight cable knit pullover sweater. It's knit in panels. So I am working on, oh goodness, when was the last time I looked at this? I believe this is the front. I believe it's the front. I could pull the pattern out, but that will take a long time. It took me a little bit to get used to the chart, but, and this is a paid for pattern, so I will not be showing you the chart, but it's really a gorgeous sweater, and I think my husband would look really, really good in this pullover. I just have to finish it for it. And I made him hats. He loves his hats, but like, it's time for him to get a sweater. And this would be a really good Christmas sweater too. He could wear it for Christmas. So I cast it on after Christmas this past year. And I am this far now. Yeah, I have not made much progress on this. And again, I think it was because it takes more thought just to follow the pattern. But now that I've got it, I just have to keep working on it. So here's my lineup. I will finish the Be Thankful cardigan. Then I will finish the Nurtured sweater. And then I will hop on this train and get this one done for my husband by Christmas. Will I probably finish other things in the meantime? Realistically, yeah. For my sanity, yeah. Because I think in reality, I am a selfish knitter. Like, I have the most fun where I'm knitting something for myself that I can see myself wearing, and something, sorry if you just saw the top of my head, and knitting something that I can see, like, expanding my wardrobe and making me feel more like myself. So that's the truth of it. But I also love giving gifts to people, and I find that they're more meaningful when they're things that I've made. So we're working on it, you know, getting there. But Nested Yarn is a space I'm already thankful for, because I've talked so much more than I thought I was going to, and it helps me to organize my brain and my priorities. So that's that. Those are my whips. Again, no FOs for now, but maybe it won't be so hot next time I film, and I'll be able to wear one of my other FOs. Maybe I'll wear the first Tip Top tank that I made. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, so in that case, I'm gonna do a couple of spinning show and tells just because I've really been loving spinning. That's another thing that's been distracting. So I just want to sit and spin. And then I'll talk about the book that I'm listening to right now, or the series. And then we'll say goodbye for now. But yeah. Cold coffee. And spinning. Okay, so I have oh dear, the name is lost on me. Oh, nope, it's not coming to me. I'll put it somewhere on here, the type of wheel that I had, which was another amazing story. Facebook Marketplace find. And I connected with this incredible woman who was a knitwear designer and had her own wool farm in Colorado for the longest time. So just another incredible story and connection over how small the fiber world is. Hi Tulip, do you want to say hi? Oh, you do. Okay. This is my kitty. Hi. This is Tulip. She's our 10-year-old tuxedo. As I said, if you're sitting, she wants to be with you. Oh my goodness, so much cat hair. My yarn and my projects are about 75% yarn and 25% cat. But I think that's okay. So, you see her ears. This is the first full 4-ounce spin that I did on my to be named spinning wheel. It was my first subscription fiber from Nest Fiber, and it is Love Struck in Polworth wool, and I just love it. Like, it's just so much fun. Colors, again, that I would not have like picked off the shelf necessarily. The colors I've really come to love. Like, I am really enjoying like this mauvish pink, which you're probably not going to be able to see very well. No, that's okay. You'll just see my hands. Yeah, so this is Love Struck. I probably have 200-ish yards. It's relatively consistent and slightly overspun and slightly underspun at different points. But I was really proud of this. This one's the leftovers, which was definitely a little messier. But have it on a little paint chip what it is. I have a feeling there will be a lot of points where I'm just like, edit. Thank you. If you've been with me thus far, I appreciate you. The other spin that I finished, this one actually was a little overspun, which I was sad about. But this was from Englewood Garden Studio. It is fin wool, and it's all these like gorgeous shades of purple. Yeah, you can see definitely overspun in parts. Fin was harder for me than Polworth. I'm just getting a sense of different fibers at this point. So, still learning a lot and will be for a long time. All of these are worsted spun, and all of my spins thus far have been worsted spun, but these two were my fractals, my first fractals, and I really like them. Like, it's just really fun. So the whole process from spinning it to, you know, I don't want to say thwacking, but thwacking or snapping the finished yarn. It's just really, really enjoyable. So I currently have 2 spins, one on each wheel. And again, it's just all things fiber all the time. And I love it. So yeah, I am going to share the book that I'm reading right now and listening to, which is a nostalgia read for me. I was obsessed with Tamara Pierce, still obsessed with Tamara Pierce, but in middle school, she really introduced me to the world of fantasy in a way I had not read before. And so I was just recently like, I want to listen to the Alana series again. So I'm on book 4 of the Alana series, Hand of a Goddess. No, that's the second book. I will put book 4 up here. But they are so much shorter than I thought they were. Like, those books, I remember reading them and, taking a couple of days to read as a middle schooler. 5 hours long as an audiobook. Mind-boggling. So I basically finished all of them in a week and a half. But that is also okay. Yeah. So if you have not dug into Tamara Pierce and you are looking for a fantasy series that has a strong female character, for a young person in your life or just for yourself, I recommend. All of them are amazing, but Alana is a good place to start. So, yeah. I think I'm done. This has been really fun for me, and I hope that if you've stuck around, you've gotten something from this time. And I'm not sure what my schedule will be. Every other week, every week, once a month. We'll see. You'll know. But I just am really appreciative of the community that we have here on YouTube and in the world at large. And don't hesitate to say hi, to reach out. You can find me on Instagram by the same name, Nest of Yarn. Yeah. And I hope you enjoy your fiber creativity this week, and I'll see you again sometime soon. Bye.
So if you want to say bye.
Oh, you say bye too.